I just want to check the sound before we start. Can everybody hear me okay? Hello and welcome. I'm Monia Gates. I'm the artist behind Color My Dreams. Welcome to the stream. Tonight we're going to do part 2 of the landscape background tutorial. The page that I've used tonight, the details are in the description, and also the events in different Facebook groups. So please come and join in the fun. Post your images there. I would love to see what you're doing. So tonight we're going to finish up the mountains, and I'm going to discuss a little bit. As you can see in this image, let me just zoom out for you quickly. There we go. The foreground is in more detail than the mountains that's further back. So we are creating a little bit of perspective. So I'm just going to touch a little bit on it by lightening the colors, and also they are not as detailed, so they're more of a blur. So the foreground will become more of a focus. But even though it is creating a little bit of depth, so that it doesn't look flat and just something close by. So I've also chosen soft clouds, if you can see, and not too harsh in color, because I want your eye to be drawn to the foreground and not to the background. If you want to focus on your background, you can also choose to do that and do a completely detailed image and a little bit more harsh contrast with your clouds. By focusing on your background, you can just do a little bit more contrast. I'm still in two minds whether I want to do that or not. To just darken the shadow areas in the clouds and highlight where the light will catch the outer rims of the clouds. So let's start. This is where we ended the stream last week. So we are going to carry on from there. So the first color I'm going to use is, we're going to do the next piece of a mountain or a rocks that's in the water. So first color is 90% warm gray, PC 1058. So you still have detail and it's still dark. So it's still in your foreground, but not as close as this one here in front. So just a little bit of details. I'm going to just zoom in a bit to bring you a little bit closer. So draw a little dark line. And then you can do your little rocks. This is in the shadow side of the rock. And it's a little bit of, if you look at it, similar to what we did last week. It's like a little bit of a up and down, cross, little bit of squiggle to get the texture or the shadow areas of your rocks. You don't have to go in too much detail, just give it a little bit of texture. Coming down. I think we need to zoom in a little bit more. The image is small. Yes, Sherry. At least we got the gremlins sorted out. But I thought it was just me, but I see that my mom and Hanneli couldn't go on to YouTube again. So it was difficult getting a link going without YouTube opening. And we battled to open Patreon for some reason. So next I'm going to take Eggshell. And just like we did here in the foreground, we still need to add in your highlight from where your sun is shining onto the cliff faces and rocks. Next, we need to add a little bit of Slate Grey, PC 936. So I'm just lightly, with a light hand, go over some areas of that darker grey that we've added. Next color is Goldenrod, PC 1034. And just below the eggshell, a little bit of warmth. Next is Sandbar Brown, PC 1094. The light source will be roughly about here. So it's slightly off center. You will see the sun shining just above here. Let me show you on this one. Here you can see the sun is just in between the little mountains that draws the attention to the face. That's why I've positioned it here. So it's slightly behind her, so you will have that lighter colors in the hair again. So it will be, if you have to complete the sun, it will be here, round about this space here. Back to Sandbar Brown, BC 1094. Thank you, Tanirina. Next, we need some espresso. Accentuate some of the shadows. And shade the bottoms. Now, just above this, now we're going to go to our next heel before we finish this one off. So first I'm going to use my eggshell again. Get your light line, you know, this edge that's catching light. We are going to do the same to the next shape. So you can just, I've given you guides on the image, but you don't need to follow them. You can add them as you want to. And this is just so that you can practice this type of background so that you can implement and use it on any other image that you're coloring, any other portrait, any other object. You can just have some fun. Again, little bit of goldenrod. Sandbar brown. Again, textures. A little bit more downward lines on this one than on the previous ones, because here you wanted the rocks to be more defined. Then a little bit of 70% French grey. Hi Chantal. Next is Greyed Lavender, PC1026. So now we're bringing in some cooler highlight just below the eggshell line, just here and there, so that you can still show a highlight, but it's in shadow. So we're moving a little, playing a little bit with lighter colors in between. Now to get your warmth, or keep your warmth, I'm going to add some Salmon Pink. Next is Beige Sienna. Now the Beige Sienna, I'm going to use a flicking motion going upwards. Next is 70% cool grey. Hi Lulu. Hi Abby. Welcome. I'm going back to my Greyed Lavender. Now I'm going to add a little bit of bronze. And then 50% French grey. Now, as you can see here, I've put them, the colors right down close to my eggshell line. Where here at the bottom, they're further away. That gives you a little bit of that misty look. So to enhance that, you want to get a little bit of, let's take some Peach Beige. Soften your colors at the bottom here. Then I'm going to take Celadon Green, BC 1020. Then darken the bottom. So it's still quite a light color, but your eye is filling in the gaps. A little bit of detail. Greyed Lavender again. Now just take Eggshell and just enhance your highlights. And there's no right or wrong. You can make your rock formations or cliffs look like you want them to look. So they don't have to be exactly like this. You must just go and have some fun and play around. So now let's move over to the next one. So this one I'm going to do, for example, one like this. Now you can see I'm widening some of the lines. And see, this is too much in one shape. Add in some highlights. Then you get a little bit more rocky texture going. Here it's wide, thin, wide. And then another one, for example. Then I would like it to be more of a cliff face of a bigger mountain, for example. And say you've got a tip sticking out from here. Let's say here. Like that. And then it's going down towards my lake or river or water formation. So now on this I'm going to use a little bit of, because it's higher up, I still want to keep some of the a little bit more detail on it. So I'm going to add a little bit of henna. Downward motion, because I want it to be quite steep. And here. And a little bit here. Just like that, not too much. Then dark brown. Then slate grey. Tone down the henna that you've added. Gives a beautiful, like a purpley tinge. And bring it down. Then Beige Sienna. Ach, not Beige Sienna. Sandbar Brown. And these are still just lines. So just drawing downward lines on this one. Nothing difficult. Next we want to get back some of the warmth. And let's add some burnt ochre. These are darker shadow areas, but because this is moving closer and getting more faded, you need to add a little bit warmer tones to your shadows. Next is a little bit of mineral orange. And don't worry, I know it looks bright at the moment, but as we apply more layers, it will just brighten it up a bit. Then a little bit of Light Umber. Greyed Lavender again. Then goldenrod. Then we're going to go in with Beige Sienna. Tone down some of the goldenrod, but you need that little bit of warmth and change in color. Then Celadon Green again. Oh, thank you, Lulu. And next 70% FrenchGrey. And just enhance some of the shadow areas. Next, I'm going to take sky blue light. Now, here you need to draw your lines exactly the same. Preferably exactly in a straight line on the image, because equal ratio to the horizon. So first I'm going to, it's a thin line. I'm terrible with straight lines. So go over your tips. Go onto the mountain with the light hand. I'm holding the flat. Don't cover your eggshell line. Just lighten it slightly. The next one, we're going to go even lighter. So you can see it's starting to go lighter the further you move back. But we first just need to finish this one, Beige Sienna. Eggshell. So you're starting to get the idea which parts are catching a little bit more light, and you accentuate those. %70 French grey. It's a pity you can't see all my lines. Thank you, Lizzie. And thank you, Abby. Then a little bit more of the goldenrod again. Enhance the warmth. Oh yes, I was also watching the Commonwealth Games. Now do the same what we did here to this one. So we're bringing in a little bit of that lake spray, sea spray, mist in between our little rock formations or mountain cliffs. Now on to the next one. Now I'm going to make one bigger one for fun. I'm going to start with Beige Sienna because we want to keep it lighter. Let's make one that's going gradually down. And then like this. And it's just downward lines. Now we're going to create, even though it looks like it's just going in a straight line, like this is closer to you, but because it's so high and it's behind this one, that it will form like a line and then move gradually down. So our next color is going to be I just need to find it quickly. Got so many pencils here on my desk. Clay Rose. A little bit of clay rose. The eggshell again. It's the tip. Then we have downward motion. A little bit here. Steep cliffs, and then not so steep this edge. Greyed Lavender. Now I'm going to cover the bottom section of the Greyed Lavender here. Or cover the eggshell with the Greyed Lavender. Sorry. Greyed Lavender in this corner. Then Celadon Green. A little bit of Burnt Ochre. Still want to keep your warmth. Downward lines. You see, so it's not difficult, it's just really playing around. Then 50% FrenchGrey. Goldenrod. Beige Sienna. flicking motion upward, thinning some of your lines. Then Greyed Lavender again, just a little. And then your sky blue light. I think let's quickly do a page giveaway. If everything goes well, I hope to add a new page to my Etsy store this week. So again, keep the same horizontal line. So let's all choose a number between 1 and 100. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of peach to highlight this, the texture here at the top. Not too much, just a little bit. So we're lightening it. And then also on the one in front, but a little bit less highlighted lines. So you can do as little or as many of these little mountains as you wish to do. But now I'm just going to do them to go around. So the next one, I'm going to start with pumpkin orange. And let's just start with one here and give it a tip of a mountain sticking out. Then clay rose. %70 FrenchGrey. So have you all chosen your numbers? All the numbers in. So let's start. Stop. 99. 99 is the closest. That's, see who's the closest. Mom and Abby, can you please help me check? Next is Sandbar Brown. Caroline. Awesome. Congratulations, Caroline. You can PM me or DM me or SMS me. Oh, SMS. Message me. You can choose any page from my Etsy store. Next is Slate Grey. Next is Goldenrod. Then Nectar. Then 50% French Grey. Yes, Caroline. I'm sure. You can message me. Then Celadon Green. Greyed Lavender. Oh, I think there is a clue for you, Lizzie. It's something that we all need in the morning. And it fits in with the theme. Then a little bit of pale sage. Yes, Laura, you and Lizzie is right. Coffee is the right answer. But what about coffee? Next is Jade Green. It's got something to do with coffee. Then 50% French Grey. Let's bring one in. Ooh, I've gone over her nose. Don't do what I did. I've covered her nose. Oh, don't worry. Not sure where the line was anymore. I'll fix it. mm, Coffee, definitely. You have to guess some more. Next, Greyed Lavender. The one that can actually get it right will get the page before anybody else. No, not aroma. Goldenrod. Let's see how good you all are with guessing. Beige Sienna. Now my lines are not so prominent anymore. Eggshell. No, not Autumn Goddess. So now I'm just going in little ovally shapes. So to take it out of focus, or to help to take it out of focus. Back to 50% FrenchGrey. Oh, thank you, Sherry. No, no brushing of teeth. Okay, it's not a goddess. There is some stirring, but it's not a pot. And it's not a spoon. Beige Sienna. Eggshell. Not a witch. Wow, you ladies are getting very creative with your guessing. Not a fairy. Clay rose. Just a little bit. Not a river of coffee. Not you, Abby. Not this time. A little bit of rosy beige. Then Deco Yellow. Now, before we carry on, oh, Caroline, you are close, but not yet. Not a Viking, not flowers. Back to my sky blue light. It's more of a fun page. And I hope everyone will enjoy coloring it. Not Halloween. Not an old person. Not yet. Laura, you're close. Close. Very close. Okay, so far we established it is your morning brew with the dragon. But what's he doing? Next color I'm going to use is white. Thin line, just to show your water lines of white. And like I said, try and keep them equally horizontal. No, Lizzie, almost. His breath is showing, but what's he doing? He's not warming up the coffee. Next is Eggshell. Thank you, Sherry. Keeping to your horizontal lines. And I'm only doing it in this middle section where the reflection is on the water. And it's a light hand first. No, not drinking coffee, not roasting beans. Thank you, Deb. Hi, Loretta. From her top, let's just zoom out a bit, or just move it up a bit while we do the water quickly. So before we do this section here, let me show you. First, I'm going to take 70% cool grey. Not smelling it, not making breakfast. So this rock is casting a shadow on the water. So within the reflection, there's a shadow of the rock. So angle it. So I've angled it because your light is on this side. So like that, your shadow will follow the lines. Not starting a fire in the fireplace. The new page is a dragon and coffee. But what is he doing? Then Sandbar Brown. Then a little bit of clay rose. Now, the reason why I add a little bit of clay rose is because the eggshell has got yellow undertones. With the clay rose, you will pick up that little bit of purpley tinge to it. Oopsie. Next is 50% FrenchGrey. Flicking motion. Keep to your horizontal line. No, he's not heating up the coffee with his breath. Nope. Now bring some of the lines in. They don't have to be evenly spaced or anything like that. You just draw them. Little lines. So I'm just enhancing the shadow that the little pieces of rock is. Almost, Janine. Almost. And Abby, you got the coffee right. And this one is 50% French grey. Not diving, not heating up the coffee. And again, just bringing some dark lines before we enhance the proper highlight on the water. And try and keep them all relatively straight. They don't have to be completely straight. No, not showering. Okay, so now so far I've said yes to the coffee is a cappuccino. Yes, there is a dragon, but what is he doing? He's not heating up the cappuccino. Almost, Lizzie. You are all very close. Not flying. No, Tanirina, he's not stirring the coffee with his tail. He's not drinking coffee. He's not sitting with his feet in the coffee. Not sitting in on the edge. Eggshell. Again. Oh, first, just Beige Sienna. So I'm just lightening all the grey, going further backwards. Just the sky blue light. Bringing in my mist again. A little. He's almost taking a bath, Abby. So what's he doing in the coffee? No, not making toast. No, not showering. No, not bring it to the bath. not falling in the coffee. Next is my eggshell. No, not Dunkin' Donuts. And something you would do when loved ones is around. Not serving coffee. Not selling it. Not filling a pool with it. Now with the eggshell, we're just adding in our reflection. Almost Laura, almost Abby. You are so close. No, not hugging it. Something you would do when your loved one is a little bit further away, not close enough to hug. No, not licking it. Now I'm just taking my 50% French grey just to get my lines corrected here. Now I'm taking Beige Sienna. Lizzie, you got it right. So he's blowing a kiss. While doing what? So it's blowing a kiss while doing what? Next is Greyed Lavender. And then Sandbar Brown. Almost Janine. Eggshell. Sandbar Brown. Nope. Abby. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of sky blue light. Soften some of these end bits. Almost Janine. Almost Abby. So a little bit of white. Just a couple of touches here and there. A little bit of sky blue light. Just lighten this section. Just a little bit. Greyed Lavender. And lighten this section here. Nope. Yes, Janine. You are right. You are the winner. Let me just zoom out. Now just Beige Sienna. I will send you the page before I send it to anybody else. Congratulations, Janine. And just tone it a little bit. Just here and there. Yes. At least you have a cup of coffee now. Thank you, Laura. So this is it for tonight's tutorial. Let me see if I can bring you a little bit closer, because you lose some of the texture being further away. So this is it for tonight. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Mom, for being my mods. Thank you to each and every one that came out tonight to watch the stream. I really appreciate it. And next week we will carry on and do the sky. You are welcome. Bye bye, everyone. See you all next week. And patrons, I will see you tomorrow. Same time as usual, but yeah, we had a bit of problems with the previous stream. So we'll just finish up from where we left off. Bye bye, everyone. Stay safe.